I absolutely loved A Fiancé for Christmas. This is also called More Than I Wished For. It's directed by Ryan Little and written by Angeline Olschewski, and it stars Amanda Payton as Sawyer and Adam Gregory as Landon. It was released in 2021 and it's got 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb at the moment. And I mention that now because I was really pleased to see that. A lot of these kinds of Christmas rom-coms have quite low ratings, and I watched this and loved it, and I thought, please let other people like it too. And it seems like generally they do. I definitely recommend this. So I won't be giving away any spoilers whatsoever. I usually only give spoilers when I have negative things to say and need to provide explanations, and I honestly have nothing negative to say at all. Sawyer kind of accidentally gets herself into a bit of a difficult situation where her friends and family think that she's engaged to somebody called Joshua. And she meets Landon, and Landon agrees to pretend to be Joshua to help her out in this difficult situation. And obviously, as the film progresses, it snowballs and they get deeper and deeper in with this lie. And it's unclear if or how they're going to be able to get themselves out of this. I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think there are two reasons for that. The first is that the narrative's just great fun. I always think this kind of narrative where somebody is pretending to be somebody else is always really fascinating because these kind of films never follow a strict formula. And by that I mean sometimes certain people will find out about them, sometimes somebody will reveal their identity on their behalf. It's never clear what's going to happen. So I enjoyed that part of it, and what did happen, I really enjoyed. The other reason I love it, in fact, there are three reasons why I love it. The third one, I guess, is a bit of a spoiler, so I will save that for the end. But another reason I loved it is because the characters of Sawyer and Landon, aka Joshua, were so likable. Sawyer was very convincing in everything that she did and all of her approaches. I just feel like I really believed her as a character. I believe she was a genuine, real person, and that's very convincing. And the same with Landon. I can see some people maybe thinking that Landon is a bit too sickly sweet. He's very nice. He's a very nice, considerate, kind person. And if anybody has a criticism that he's maybe a little bit too nice, I could understand that perspective. But personally, I really, really liked him. And I think the chemistry between the two of them, that worked really well. And I really had a lot of fun with this. I thought it was brilliant. And from start to finish, I was hooked. And I was desperate to find out what would happen. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it and you like this kind of film, please check it out. If you're in the UK, it's currently on My5, on 5 Online, under the title A Fiancé for Christmas. On IMDb, it's called More Than I Wished For. And the poster art says A Fiancé for Christmas. So I'm not entirely sure which is the official title, but I'm indifferent. I think I prefer A Fiancé for Christmas, but I'm not too bothered either way. Definitely loved this. Great performances. Definitely very festive in terms of the decorations, and we had some, pretty lights and some kind of wintry scenes. It's not the most festive if you're playing Christmas bingo, but the narrative is so gripping and so awesome, and the characters are so great that I kind of didn't mind that very much at all. Absolutely adored it. And I will discuss the third thing that I really liked about this. But this is a spoiler for something that happens. So I definitely recommend you check it out before listening to anything else I have to say. And I would love to know what you think about it. So the third thing, there are many, many things I liked about this, but something that particularly stood out for me is the way people reacted when Sawyer revealed what had happened, basically. A lot of times in these films, people will, reveal the truth, and then everybody will go, oh, well, everything's fine now, and we'll just move on. But I feel like all of the characters had very believable responses, and I really thoroughly enjoyed that. Her mother in particular, played by Marie Osmond, the way she reacted to the news I thought was very realistic and very believable. And we don't often get that with these kind of films. Usually when we have the big reveal, things basically wrap up in the next scene, but this one had a little bit more to give. And I really appreciate that. I think they worked really hard to make it seem as realistic as possible while still providing us with a really compelling narrative. And I had a lot of fun with it, but I also have a lot of appreciation for it. A Fiancé for Christmas, More Than I Wished For, is probably one of the best Christmas films I've seen this year, and I've seen probably close to 200 this year, maybe a little bit more. So, needless to say, I thoroughly recommend it. I'd be very happy to watch it again, even though I know what happens and how it ends. I wouldn't mind the journey again. Definitely a great film that's worth checking out.